Welcome to the Love Personal Growth Podcast, your go-to for embodied healing and spirituality in life, business, and relationships. Let's get started. Today, we're going to continue our conversation on this in-between, the dance between the intellect and the intuition. There are so many that want to tap into this intuition and so many that are stuck in the intellect, if you will, which I call the brain. I don't use the word mind because if you look back to what mind really means, it means the eye of the heart. So that's why I don't say mind and instead I say brain. So many people are stuck in their brain and they don't have this way to get into the body, if you will, and they want to get into this body because they know it has access to so many things. However, what I've discovered on this journey of tapping into the body, which I've done for about 8 years now, is in the body, there is so much wisdom. So much wisdom. It's incredibly intelligent. In the brain, there's so much knowledge. It is also incredibly intelligent. However, people often use the term intuition to state what they think that they want, which is this higher level of knowing. And the body does have a high level of knowing. However, it's not this divine knowing, this spiritual knowing, or a soul knowing. That's not it. There's the mind, which people call the mind, which the body, there's the brain, the body, and the soul. And so when we're in this triangle, you could imagine that the body is the intuition and the brain is the intellect and the soul is what I call innate intelligence. This divinity that exists within us and around us and is in every part of us. And so when you say you want to tap into your intuition and trust your intuition and trust your gut, know this. Your intuition is sometimes wrong, okay? So know that first. And your intuition can only know what it's experienced. Your intuition does not have, just like your brain, your body does not have the insight to what exists outside of your own experience. Okay? Now, I'm not going to get into past lives and all that. We're not going to talk about that here. But know that when you say you want to, I want to trust my intuition. Okay, great. So you want to trust the experiences that you've had to move forward to the next step of your life. I don't necessarily know that that's true. Maybe that is. Maybe you had really great past experiences and you want to bring them forth into the next phase of your life. Or maybe you're ready to heal what you've been through so that you could step into the wisdom of your soul. And I know that this is just a small tweak in words used, but here's what I know. Words matter. They matter so much. And so this intuition that we have, again, only has access to what it has experienced. So when we're moving forward and we're going into, I want to receive this divine knowledge from my soul, we've got to clear out that intellect and we've got to clear out that intuition, that brain and that body, respectively, to gain more access to our soul. Okay? So here we go. I am getting my master's in women's spirituality. I write a lot and read a lot. And this master's program is what some people would call a unicorn. It's not purely academic. Maybe if you could see my desk right now and all of the papers that I have on it, you'd be like, oh, maybe it is purely academic. But it's also a very embodied experience in which they merge the intellect and the intuition and allow for room for both. And so it's an incredible experience in this master's program. And in it, I get the opportunity to read some of the most moving writers that I've ever encountered in my life. So I'm going to share a little bit about Somali. Her name is Somali, and she writes the book Sensuous Knowledge. So I'm just going to share a little bit about what she wrote because I found it so incredibly helpful for me. Okay. So what she is proving in her book is that Euro-patriarchal ways don't work. So pretty much how the system and culture is set up right now, it doesn't make room for all of who we are. And she quotes insights from neuropsychologist Daniel Kahneman, who argues that making a decision comes from a system 1, which is emotional intuitive, and system 2, which is reflective and deductive. So in terms of what I'm saying, that what this neuropsychologist is arguing is that system 1 is the intuitive and system 2 is the intellect. And that he also claims, though, that system 1, which is the intuitive, is less intelligent than system 2. Okay, so what he's saying is that the intellect is smarter or better. However, and she doesn't go to say that he's wrong, but what she does is she uses another neuroscientist's insights to not disprove, that's not the right word, to offer another insight into this. So she brings in neuroscientist Antonio Damasio, who argues that reason is directed by emotion. So I'm going to just hold that for a second. Hold that with you. Reason is directed by emotion, meaning that when we make a decision, we're really being directed by system 1, which, if we haven't done our work, can keep us in the same cycles and patterns, because what's in the intuition is subconscious patterning that we learned and picked up and experienced, whether consciously or unconsciously. Okay? She also brings in the Yoruba tradition and philosophy, which includes this knowledge of the gut and knowledge of the head. And so she's able to weave in these neuropsychologist insight, a neuroscientist insight, and then also a philosophical insight, which I absolutely love. And what she says is that unlike the neuropsychologist Daniel and unlike neuroscientist Antonio, she's not saying that one is better than the other. They're not competing, but yet and these are her words, in a passionate love story with two enamored characters. And this is what I love, that we're not fighting ourselves. We're not fighting the intuition. We're not fighting the intellect, but we're allowing ourselves to come into better understanding of what is within them so that we can bring forth the true essence of who we are. If our subconscious patterning is held within this body, within this intuitive self, and our limiting beliefs are held, this is a very simplified version, and these limiting beliefs are held within the brain, and they're going back and forth and communicating to each other and keeping us from our highest good, then wouldn't one want to do the healing work to clear out the subconscious patterns and the limiting beliefs and rewire their nervous system for advancement in what their soul is calling to do? So that's where I'm going to leave it today. I'm so passionate about this intellect plus intuition equals innate intelligence. It's this intellect of the brain, the intuition of the body equals the soul. And it's also all equal, right? It's not that the intuition and the intellect are equivalent to the soul. That's not it. It's that they move back and forth in equilibrium so that it's always equal. And if you don't feel like you're getting enough insight from your soul, from this divine essence that you are, then you're not aligned in the intellect and intuition. Okay? So I love it. Thank you. And if you have questions, put them in the comments or send me a DM. Talk to you soon.